Hello, everybody, and welcome to Underyard Sports. My name is David Woldingen, and today we're talking St. Louis Cardinals baseball. However, before we do that, please remember to hit subscribe to our YouTube channel, check out our Facebook page, Instagram page, and X. Now, John Mozeliak had a long, I guess, post-game press conference with bloggers, uh, covering a wide variety of things, quite honestly. But it was very important in the sense that one of the questions was on the trade deadline and what their approach is going to be. Uh, to get into that, though, first he talked about the AAA rotation and if the Cardinals could get a fifth starter from the AAA rotation, and basically what he was saying was that the guys down there do not have enough consistency and can't go every day and give you 5 innings. It's one they could have one really good game and then the very next game will be really bad. Andre Palante is a good example of what's going on with that right now. He had a really good game, had a really bad game, and then had a real solid game again. So basically what he was saying is he didn't think there was a viable starter coming from the AAA side of things, which is understandable and what everybody kind of knew already. But on the approach to the deadline, when asked if the Cardinals are going to be buyers or sellers, basically he came out and said that the team is going to be looking for potentially a fifth starter right now, and then a right-handed batter that we could play in center field from time to time would be helpful as well. Is basically what he was saying. So my take on that is you have Steven Matz on the IL right now. The fact that they're looking for another fifth starter tells me he's not going to be ready in time to come back and help this team, or anytime soon for that matter. So if they're actually going to go out there and go after a fifth starter, I've had some thoughts on that. And yes, I'm overlooking the right-handed bat outfield right now, just to talk about pitching in the sense of if you're really going to go after a fifth starter and you're trying to make a push for the playoffs, because right now they're battling for a wild card position with like 8 other teams. I'm okay with that. But the biggest issue here is if you're really going to do that, why not go for something higher than a fifth starter, somebody more talented than a fifth starter? Because then if you could pull somebody in, then you could move Miles Mikolas down to the fifth starter. And yes, that would involve giving up a piece you really, really like. But at this point, who cares? The way this team has been playing offensively, is there really any guy you want to hold on to besides Nolan Gorman and Mason Wynn has had solid outing this year? Donovan's been okay. I mean, that's about it. You can go through the lineup, and in fact, I would even consider putting Donovan up for trade if you need to. This also tells me it might be a little while before you see Tommy Edman as well. He's had some setbacks on his recovery. Who knows what's going on with him? I haven't heard much out of the Cardinal camp about him, so it might be a while before he might not come back this year too, the way this is looking. So they're going to have to figure it out, basically. I mean, they can trade some prospects if they want. I know they have a lot of young pitchers in the minor leagues that they're trying to develop. They could use a couple of them as trade pieces, I'm sure, to get a fifth starter. But my thoughts on this matter are why go with only a fifth starter? If you can find someone who's willing to trade with you and you're willing to give up a couple of pieces besides maybe Mason Wynn, why not go after a higher level than fifth inning starter or fifth in the rotation starter, if you know what I mean? Because then the way Miles Mikolas is pitching or anything, you can drop him down as your fifth starter and push this guy, whoever you get, up. And it'll give the Cardinals a better chance to compete in the playoffs, not just to limp into the playoffs. I mean, it would be a typical Cardinals move just to go after a fifth starter, get into the playoffs, and say, "Hey, we made it." I totally expect them to do something like that. But I mean, if you're going that route, you may as well go get someone who could not only be a higher than a 5 in the rotation starter, but maybe have a little control over him too. If you have to actually give him some pieces to get someone like that. Just my thoughts on the matter. Now, the outfield right-handed bat, I could see why they want that. Again, especially if Tommy Edmonds not coming back anytime soon, and you have to make some moves, you're probably going to have to replace one of those guys out there if you trade, say like a Dylan Carlson or somebody like that. So I could see why they want to go after a right-handed bat who could sometimes play center field. The question is, who would you go after? And again, he's probably not going to be an everyday starter, whoever that might be. So, very interesting comments by Mozeliak. Basically, it told me they're not going to be doing a wholesale dump of this team to reconstruct the roster lineup. And he's going to do whatever he can to just get by with the minimum in typical Mozeliak form, get into the playoffs and say, hey, you guys need to support us. We made the playoffs. Come out and watch us. Uh, put out mediocre baseball, if you will. Uh, so again, that and this is all just what he said. Doesn't mean he's actually going to follow through with anything. Maybe a team comes along and offers a really good deal for like a Goldschmidt or somebody like that, and he pulls the trigger because it's an offer too good he can't resist. Uh, then again, maybe not. Plus, not to mention, there's a lot of baseball left in the season, so the team could take a sharp turn in June and really tank, and then he decides to blow the whole thing up. So a lot can happen from here to there, but I just thought it was really interesting that he came out and flat out said he wanted to get a fifth starter. That signifies to me again that Steven Matz is not going to be coming back anytime soon, and they really need to find someone, and they really don't trust Palante, which is understandable. And the way this rotation is, you might want to go out and get someone a little better, someone who can really eat innings because the bullpen's been getting taxed lately too. So it would be a huge, huge help to this team to get someone maybe a little better in the fifth starter if he's willing to go through with the trade. But the way Mozeliak has been recently, he's holding on to his pieces too close, refusing to take a chance. And with his track record in that process too, I could kind of understand that. Do I like it? Not at all. But it is what it is. Um, in the meantime, hopefully the Cardinals can get on a little bit of a run and get some distance in them to get a strong hold of that wild card spot. Um, and it might make Mozeliak's decision a little easier on what he needs to do. Otherwise, this team I think is going to be out in limbo again. Until all this happens, though, we'll keep you guys updated with all the rumors, if there are any rumors for trades with the Cardinals, and then we'll keep you updated with just all news with the St. Louis Cardinals. So thank you guys for watching Under the Arch Sports.